Nothing but determination there from K-Dop. He's looking to win this series, of course, as he should do going through. But BDS are the toughest competition for any team in Europe right now. James had a little bit of optimism, quickly shut down by the rest of the, quite frankly, negative desk. Cole, how are you feeling about Vitality's chance?
I'd love to say that I completely disagree with the desk, other than James, but sadly, I just don't back Vitality's chances that much. They haven't beaten Team BDS in 6 attempts now. The last time they did was in winter in the grid, week 4. I'm sure we all remember it when Vitality got that famous sweep in the grid against BDS, but for a long time, they haven't showed any signs of being able to beat this team.
It's one of those series that's going to pretty much depend on how much Vitality turn up, because we know the level that BDS can find themselves at, but we need to see a lot come out of Vitality. So, Cole, I'm feeling like BDS also take this one here. However, I think that there's definitely that chance for Vitality to have a look at their previous group performances and not want to repeat nearly going out and having to take down a team that they should theoretically beat just to stay in.
Yeah, 2 lots of 9th and 12th is nowhere near good enough for Vitality, and it's good to see from K-Dop's interview that determination to do better, as we know they can, is still very much there. The fires rage on within the Vitality camp, but you need more than motivation to beat Team BDS, and we can see them now putting on the squeeze just a minute or so into this game, although that touch from Extra is not his best one ever, and Fairy Peak can dribble it away.
I'm wanting to see quite a lot of team plays from both teams here. We know they can pull them off, and they're always quite fun to watch, but so far it's been relatively simple solo plays, just poking the opposition net as Fairy Peak gets that back 100 boost. Flies high for K-Dop to read off the backboard. New card design as well from K-Dop, almost going for that candy style of Fairy Peak's famous Fennec that he normally goes for. The brown swapped out for a nice gold.
I was just thinking as well that Fairy Peak is sticking with the Batmobile, which I love to see. Always a car that I'm a big fan of, especially when these great players use them, and he almost used its length there to nip that one past Extra. He just about got a touch. The chance here for a touch from Alpha. Cannons it into the top right corner. Cooley going in. Saved on the line by Monkey Moon. He sacrificed his car, but he kept out a certain goal.
Unbelievable how close that ended up getting. Just floating on the line, but the idea to take it a little bit slower and then rush straight at the ball to not make sure that any mistake came out. Fantastic decision making from BDS, and so we remain at 0-0 as Mark Bayer intercepts in the center, gets another touch around the attacking player on that side wall as Monkey Moon versus Alpha tries to go below him at least. But Alpha can read it nicely, gets another touch versus Mark by 8. Monkey Moon Extra picking up in the midfield. Slight miscommunication. Extra commits to it as well, but to the backboard he goes, and the immediate recovery to get it over and into the midfield. A lot of play going far down the pitch of BDS now, and the counter-attack forms.
Oh, there could be a goal here as well. It's sneaky into the bottom corner, and it is Monkey Moon there. Moments after their slight miscommunication in midfield, down the other end, there was Monkey Moon.
The calculated aggression going down the pitch, and it eventually leads to the first goal of this series, where it has typically been Titans clashing thunderous punches at each other, and now it is almost a case of, on paper, this is a good, it's a great series. BDS Vitality, top teams in Europe. What a series it could be, but BDS starting as they mean to go on.
Where I fear for Vitality as well is that Monkey Moon is getting a lot of touches on the ball. Look at Extra there. Look how much time he's got until Alpha does close him down. But he just had that chance to open himself up for a flip reset or a better 50-50 than he got on that occasion. And now Extra buying time as well.
No
and the 50-50.
way!
It is so smart when BDS get even an inch.
No way did Extra mean this to go that perfectly. Look at him fake it, going to the wave dash 50 and then into the flip. Fairy Peak bumped out the way, but it was over him regardless. That 50 is exquisitely placed.
Why not with Team BDS? Why not was that intentional for it to be that good from Extra? The wave dash just added such a beautiful amount of seasoning to that great play there from him. And suddenly Vitality a couple of goals down in seconds. They were doing fine. They were getting chances. They were getting the ball into the blue half. And all of a sudden, in game 1, it's a mountain to climb.
And BDS typically expected to lose game 1 as well, at least. They're statistically more likely to obviously take that game on. But when they do lose it, it's not too bad for them. Winning it, Vitality have got themselves a better chance. Great stop from K-Dop as Extra flies in. K-Dop there with a double save. Can he get the triple? No, the bottom corner for Monkey Moon completely open.
I mean, we've been talking a lot about are Vitality going to be as good as they have been in the past, but we have to remember that BDS haven't won 2 regionals now. And they lost twice to the same team in Regional 3, both times against Guild, going out in that semi-finals. So they're a team that have just got something approaching a question mark hanging over them for the first time really since the Christmas break where they slowed down. So to see them up here against Vitality is a good sign for their own personal brand of dominance. I'm not sure it'll be 3 goal differences in every game, but right now BDS are back to their best. And I, for one, am happy to say that.
Chance for Alpha there to drop it down for Fairy Peak. Isn't quite able to. So as that ball flies high above the goal line, Marbe actually leaves it for extra, but with no boost. That'll be falling nicely for Fairy Peak. Can't get the touch though. Goes from Mark to extra, finds the backboard. Can Monkey Moon be there to finish it off? It falls to a K-Dot with low boost though. And with 45 seconds left, Vitality can't yet look to the next game. Get a couple of goals, it's still more than possible. But BDS definitely need to let off. And with this goal, saved away by Fairy Peak, there's still a chance.
Now, that is a brilliant save right there from Fairy Peak. I thought for all the world that when Monkey Moon was flying high after that first touch, he was going to get the dagger in the heart of Vitality. Probably won't need it. Well, definitely won't need it in this game as time is ticking away at this point. But 4-0 is always nicer than 3-0. I'm sure BDS fans would agree. But here comes Vitality. Can they get something for their travels going on to game number 2? Not another 50-50 like that. That's so frustrating for Alpha. He was like, oh, guess I'll go home then. Bye.
Yep. Guess I'm not scoring this. Monkey Moon says the exact same thing. 2 Vitality players find themselves in the corner, kept up by Alpha, but the 3-0 scoreline will stay as just that. Shepherded home it was by extra as well. Didn't fancy anything another chance to be made on the BDS net. And it's composure all around, both on BDS's side and on Vitality. It was 3-0, but K-Dot looks forwards, continues to captain that team.
It just looked a little bit easy for Team BDS after they got that first goal. Until then, Team Vitality were fairly in it. They didn't have too many clear-cut chances. In fact, only got 2 shots throughout the game in total. But they weren't being outpaced particularly. They were defending okay. It was BDS that was generating better space, but not doing too much with it. But yeah, my fear is that as soon as BDS got 1, they instantly got 2. And I don't know about you, Stumpy, but I had no theory at all that Vitality could have come back from there.
I mean, it was 2 shots in total for Vitality, so even if they both went in, it was still a BDS win regardless. It was just outplayed by BDS. It seemed, like you said, it was sort of a relaxed clinical style where they were taking their shots when they needed to, but they also weren't rushing, and the shots they were making were very clean. The one standout shot being extra's incredible 50-50 in the near midfield, faking it out to, pinched it off the side of Alpha, got the 1-0, led to 2, then finally 3. Game 2 on Forbidden Temple needs to turn around for Vitality. They, to me, just need to look a little bit more inspired.
They do. They need to be faster and more aggressive, in my opinion, as well. A bit braver against BDS here. Maybe they've been watching Guild's performances against them and thinking the more control we have, the more safety we have, that's how we can beat this BDS. But for Vitality, it's not really quite working. So this is where I want to see them throw everything at the wall and try and surprise BDS a bit more in Game 2.
If aggression is the name of the game, I'm sure Vitality are more than happy to oblige you there, Cole. They've been such a fantastic aggressive team where they're happy to let in 2, 3 goals even, as long as they then score themselves 4, 5, 6 goals in retaliation. The sheer aggression that comes from them is sometimes, and often, quite frankly, unmatched. And now a chance, a pass from Alpha, but K-Dot shies away from the play.
Yeah, the quality of that goal, had it been met in the middle, would have been unmatched after Alpha's first touch took him cannonning into the corner there to get that on across, but not to be for Vitality. And on the other end is marked by 8, probably going to score, and he does. BDS, they just have 1 chance, and they make it look so simple time and time again.
Yet again, clinically relaxed. Touch from Monkey Moon, marked by 8, doesn't even jump. He doesn't even jump, flip into that. He just drives to the precise pixel that he needs to exist in at that moment, and it rockets top left corner.
They're sparring at the moment. It's jabs from Team BDS, and Vitality are just running out of puff. They're not as fit. They're not as they're not capable of dealing with the composure that Team BDS have. But as I say that, they will get their first goal on the board, and it's an equalizer.
And it was a mistake as well from BDS, where Alpha had a great pass off the wall, but both Mark Baye and Monkey Moon went for the defensive play on it, ends up falling to Fairy Peak. And that was a good shot from K-Dop. He tried to thread the needle. It didn't work out for the goal to come off his shot. However, it meant that there was a little bit of confusion. Great play from Vitality, wearing them down, making sure that they can't be relaxed.
And then the snapshot there from Vitality. Now they have to build upon it. As you can probably tell from my tone of voice, I'm not quite backing it just yet, so prove me wrong, Renault Vitality. Where are we going here? Here's extra into the center. Mark by 8 towards the backboard. K-Dop gets it high. Team Vitality just so pinned back right now, but Alpha was nice and patient. And an Extra has to try and string the play towards Mark Bay, but can't do it. So decent defending there from them.
Sent high by Monkey Moon into the midfield, will receive it himself over Fairy Peak too. The speed of Monkey Moon there to get over Fairy Peak is incredible.
Just touch into the center here from K-Dot. Monkey Moon's already up. We saw in the goals of the season so far a disgusting pre-jump from Mark by 8, and you can see how they read them there, read these plays and read these touches that the defenders are putting on. K-Dot has to read the shot there from Monkey Moon, and does well. We're at least seeing some faster defending now from Vitality. They're flying in from left, right, and center. A little bit more, letting BDS have fewer touches on the ball on their half, but there's still danger here. Fairy Peak will sniff this one out, wants to get the second touch, but can't do it. So BDS, well, other than that backflip from Mark by 8, could have come again.
It's still BDS, though, just bombarding Vitality in the backfield, where a lot of the time it just comes down to another weird rotation from BDS to maintain the pressure. And look, again, lofted high. Kato will be first to meet it, but Extra is then just happy to read it from that. Alpha in the corner has to clear it long as we just go underneath half-time now. Monkey Moon finds himself in an awkward position. RBA with the 50. It's the opposite corner. Fairy Peak will shadow the ball around Alpha with a bit more extended time on the ball. Blocked out by Mark by 8. And now it is time for BDS to shield their own net.
Yeah, they come down the other side, though. Monkey Moon towards the center where Alpha was waiting. So both teams just threatening to put in the killer pass. Neither of them having the man in the middle that they need so far. Alpha's going to, I think, go for a pass here. Actually lofts it high using the ceiling. Monkey Moon was able to do as well as he possibly could have done to spray it towards Mark by 8. Vitality are coming in. They're looking for each other on attack. Passing plays seem to be the technique they have to score against Team BDS. But to me, BDS are reading all of these a bit too easily.
It's great interception there, though, from Fairy Peak, where he just nips in front of the final defender for BDS. Didn't lead to a goal, but it led to a lot of game control. The Extra 50s it over the top. Both K-Dop and Fairy Peak at the back line, though. And K-Dop with his handbrake still can't quite get to that ball. Monkey Moon to chip over one. Alpha from the inside of the goal can save it away. Desperate defending, though, and not very desperate shots from BDS. They're happy to take a few chances and not even score from them if it just gives them pressure.
It looked desperate from Alpha, but it was so smart. He only used 20 boost to completely get the ball out of harm's way and also dribble it to at least halfway down the pitch. So very intelligent play from him and good defending. Now he's got a chance on the other end. Towards the backboard he goes. Fairy Peak's going to beat Monkey Moon here. Extra's on the backboard and just waiting. So many of the Vitality attacks focusing on that backboard. I'm not quite sure why, because BDS don't look particularly vulnerable to it. But maybe if they keep going, eventually it'll work.
That touch from K-Dot was quite disappointing as well, where he had the sheer boost advantage on all of BDS. He just hit it gently into the midfield, couldn't follow up because he recoiled too low, and then it ended up just falling to BDS for the possession.
Extra met Alpha's mechanical play attempt well. Now Marbe can clear this one. There was a bump almost from Monkey Moon. Alpha's got boost, and he's certainly got the skill to do something from here. Off the ceiling he goes, but again, Extra on the backboard. BDS defending it brilliantly well. K-Dot's going for a little edgeable, but it's pretty easy to read from Mark by 8, and it looks like we're heading towards an overtime, barring a last-second miracle from any of these players.
Fairy Peak, that right wall will try and pinch it low. Does manage to get one touch. Monkey Moon, though, lofts it central.
Yep.
K-Dot can't quite earn the touch, and overtime in game number 2 sees a stalemate finally between these two teams, and we go again.
Good demo again from K-Dot. I think that's the third one that Vitality have got on BDS, so definitely trying to get for as many of those as possible. Extra, I thought you had that one covered, but the shot was too good from Alpha, and he'll be relieved to see it cannon off the post.
That's tantalizingly close, and I feel so bad for Vitality. A really, really convincing shot as well. Caught all the defenders off guard, and yet we still remain in this overtime. Alpha to clear it to the corner. That's where Monkey Moon exists, though, and so he will be getting in touch to that ball. Fairy Peak and K-Dot both double committing, so Fairy Peak decides to continue going long on it. K-Dot can't quite get in the position for the double touch, and so Alpha drops to Fairy Peak, sends high. Extra leaves the ball as well. Vitality getting a few unanswered hits on the ball.
Yeah, they are beating BDS for pace, just in little pockets of the pitch right now. Not really where it matters, but certainly able to get in there ahead of them midway through. Fairy Peak is going to make the most of an Extra and Monkey Moon. Another miscommunication. Vitality, this could be their chance. K-Dop towards the backboard. Now that is a good backboard pass. Fairy Peak surviving, beats Monkey Moon. K-Dop wants to shepherd Extra away from it. Extra just stops and fakes him out. And BDS now can get rid.
No, that was a great boost grab from K-Dop. Now they've got the extended play. That's a great touch in the center. K-Dop to 50 as well. Saved away again. That was very clever play from K-Dot regardless. Went for the bump, didn't get it, ended up getting the boost anyway, nearly led to a goal. I liked it a lot. Oh, it does lead to the goal in the end anyway! K-Dot is aided admittedly by Mark by A. In the end though, that's a Vitality game win.
And it's a pre-flip for K-Dop as well. Not an easy finish at all. It wasn't going in. But Marbaye did redirect it. Team Vitality won't care at all. They do have the overtime win, and they do have parity in this series. I didn't expect them to take that game. Halfway through it, Team BDS were just the better team for me. And then suddenly, Team Vitality, they just begin to swallow up the pitch. Team BDS getting in each other's way somewhat in defense as well.
I mean, the entirety of Team Vitality, the entirety of BDS didn't get, they got 5 shots, 4 shots in the end. Alpha on his own got 5, K-Dop on his own got 6. Only Fairy Peak had less shots in the end than the entirety of BDS. That was a lot of pressure for Vitality. The fact it came down to an overtime, and ultimately the Mark by A own goal, because that was not going in. It was still going to be scary on the goal line regardless, but it wasn't going in. It was a couple of miscommunications and potentially a little bit of complacency from BDS.
It was complacency from BDS, but I said at the start of that game that I want to see Team Vitality surprise Team BDS. And I think that BDS were shocked by Vitality's pace, by their willingness to venture forward, by their lack of fear and respect towards Team BDS. That became exactly the performance from Team Vitality that I wanted to see. And now it's the hard bit, because now they've got to build on it. And Team BDS get better as the series goes on, so Vitality can't just stay at that level and win this series. They'll have to improve even further.
But it does mean that because BDS do get better as they go through a series, it means that getting an earlier win is going to help them out immensely. No reverse sweep or anything like that needed. It's just a clean slate going into game number 3. It's a good position to be in for Vitality, and none of their fans should be thinking, oh, it's BDS, okay, we typically lose these. Not at all. This is still very, very great chances for Vitality. And as a 2v1 doesn't come off, though, BDS, can they begin a counterattack?
Yeah, it was great defending there from Extra on the goal line. Really tough. 2 Team Vitality players up against him. And then Monkey Moon had a little bit of a juke as well, just to buy his team that extra split second to get the boost that they so desperately needed. So Team BDS reminding us what they can do in defense. You can see them now as well. 2 of them swarming that ball down when Vitality tried to build a little bit of pace, covering the backboard so well yet again. Just flicks it towards the corner. It has been all Vitality pressure so far in game 3. BDS have done well to survive. How's K-Dop's touch? It's good towards Alpha. Alpha beats Monkey Moon, but Monkey Moon was alert and got the touch that he needed.
Playing a very simple game at the moment of Vitality. They're not trying to overextend. They're not being too ridiculous with their players, trying to go for double flip resets over the defense. It's all just hit towards one of my teammates. Try and get a nice touch in the middle. Help out whenever I can at any opportunity. Nearly leads to a goal again. And it's simplicity right now that is breaking down at BDS. The fundamentals are more than on Vitality's side.
Yeah, they're getting more and more boost as well. There's a clean shot there from Mark by 8. His shooting is so good. He finds Extra this time. Alpha saw it coming. A great defensive play from Alpha there. Completely aware what BDS were attempting in Monkey Moon again. He had barely any boost there going up that left wing. Still managed to 50-50 it deep into the danger zone. Vitality do get it away eventually, but again, a threat from BDS always there. This could be the one.
Wow.
Shoots K-Dop. Can he get there? No, he can't. An infield pass halfway down. 1-0 BDS.
How do you budget for this pass? From from Extra to Monkey Moon, perfectly central, without touching the ground on that entire play, it finds all 3 BDS players and past the back Vitality line. BDS once again take the lead.
Monkey Moon is deservedly seen as one of the best players in the world, but when BDS are struggling, to me, it seems to be Mark by 8 that steps up, just because of his pure, clean, precise shooting. He just powers the ball in from anywhere on the pitch, and nothing changes a game of Rocket League like scoring a goal. Suddenly, you believe that you can beat your opponents. So when Mark by 8 barrels this one home, and when he does it in tough situations for Team BDS, they all step up and rise around him.
That's a chance now for Alpha to do the same for Vitality, but it does get saved away onto the side. K-Dop again being aggressive, finds himself on the roof, then flips wildly to get himself back on his wheels. And so Fairy P can nearly find Alpha. 3 players on BDS now working their way down the pitch. Off the ceiling, that bounces so awkwardly for K-Dop on the backboard. But Alpha very thankfully finds himself midfield and with ball control.
And suddenly BDS are beating Vitality to the ball as well. That's a 50-50 that goes into the air. K-Dub has taken out Extra, so Monkey Moon has to get back as quick as he possibly can do. Slows it down again. Vitality are falling for these Monkey Moon fakes every single time he throws one out there. And it's always just buying him that little yard of space that he needs. This is teammate Mark by Moon up against K-Dub. Beats him easily. No one's in the center, though. And Alpha can beat Extra.
Now it's a 2v2 back on the BDS half. Mar by 8 clears it away into the corner. Corner's certainly safe zones for BDS right now, where when in doubt, chuck it there. We can deal with any ongoing pressure later. Can they deal with the ongoing pressure of Fairy Peak, though? No! Mar by 8 can't. He wildly backflips and own goals again.
Mark by 8, the fourth man for Vitality. I said that he digs BDS out of some tough competition situations. He did get bumped. But history will say, Stumpy Goblin, it's another Mark by 8 own goal. And who am I to argue with history?
That's a tough own goal, though. I want to see how much that bump did end up affecting the play, because I think Mark by 8 almost certainly would have just been able to clear it away. Rough moment, though, for BDS. They give up the lead again. Mark by 8 taking control, wants to prove that he's not just an own goal machine. He can score him down the other end more often than not.
Well, he already has. Now he might have an assist as well. Extra is found. It's hit the post, so Alpha potentially had it covered. But Monkey Moon then beats Alpha to the ball. So BDS looking faster right now. Have some boost in the way of Mark by 8. What a clean clearance that was on the turn. Not an easy skill to have at all. Monkey Moon's probably going to beat Alpha, is he? It's a 50-50 in the air. Extra's got a chance for a read. He goes for the backboard. He takes the shot. It's straight downwards. Not quite good enough to go in, and then Extra gets in the way of Mark by 8. And Vitality can counter.
Such a good decision from Monkey Moon there, though. Not to jump in, not diving in as that third man, just waiting, holding the back line, and then BDS can rotate back round. That's how they managed to keep this held at a draw at least. But Monkey Moon clears it central. Mark by 8 beaten to the ball by K-Dub. Vitality have got their speedy boots back on.
Yeah, they're sped up just a little bit in the last 30 seconds or so. The moment is getting to them, and they are rising up to match it. Fairy Peak into the corner. Might get this next one, but Monkey Moon says no. He's got another touch to get as well up against Alpha. Mark by 8 then nips in between Alpha and K-Dop. It's really, really tense right now, but it's fast and frantic as well. Monkey Moon has to make a save. In the air, Alpha, does he have a clean, decent shot? He doesn't. All of those attacks just look like any second there was going to be a player at the end to pull the trigger. But they're defending, the last-ditch defending. Again there, Alpha would have thought his first touch was perfect. In the air, though, was Extra. And we do have overtime for a second time in a row.
Last time Vitality won it off a Mark by 8 own goal, and this overtime was spawned by a Mark by 8 own goal. In one way or another, this series ends with a Mark by 8 own goal. Mark my words.
Oh, okay, we'll see. Maybe he'll join Vitality first and then own goal 4 then. Anyway, X is probably going to win this game, and there it is.
Mark wasn't even involved. I feel silly.
Yeah.
But he went towards K-Dot, made him jump early. Therefore, that was easier for Monkey Moon to get the pass off, and then finally for Extra to get the goal. Regardless, though, 17 seconds, mate. It's all it took. BDS, they go ahead in the series. They find themselves on series point.
Yeah, need a couple in a row now for Vitality to turn this one around. Will it be too much? We'll have to wait and see, but Team BDS, that wasn't an easy situation to be put in. Vitality were looking like the better team going towards the end of that third game. And it just shows that if you don't kill BDS when you have the chance, they punish you.
Yeah, BDS are just a weed at this point. They grow back from a root. It doesn't matter what's there, but if you can see just a speck of BDS between your lovely new paving slabs, then you've got a trouble on your hand in 3 or 4 months' time.
You've been gardening, haven't you?
I have, mate. Yeah, I planted a nice new bit of lawn recently.
Yeah, I thought that might have been the case. Oh, dear. Okay, to Utopia Coliseum we go, and it is dusk. Lovely lawn on Utopia Coliseum. Very flat.
Beautiful lawn, mate. It's a nice... Yes, exactly. It's that checkerboard lawn, which I really appreciate. The time it takes to mow this properly, it's not worth speaking about. It's that incredible.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about the Rocket League instead then, Stumpy Goblin, my friend. And see whether Team Vitality can get back to the level we saw them at for large swathes, I would say, of Game 3.
It's going to be, for me, if BDS do end up stopping being a little bit complacent, which it seemed like they certainly did in that third game, where I think before they might have taken a couple more silly shots. This time, though, it comes down to Vitality needing to pressure once again, because it ultimately has come down to a lot of this pressure switching sides after every single game where the other team thinks, okay, we need to match the speed of the other one. And now it's on Vitality to pick up that mantle.
And that was a good boost steal there from a Vitality man. So Alpha can keep this attack going. Monkey Moon is boostless on the backboard. Maybe all of Team BDS are here, so it could be a real chance for the men in yellow to get involved down the other end of the pitch to their own goal. That's a great touch from Extra. Still boostless. His wave dash attempt just spins out. It's that lawn. It's too new.
Too new. It's a slippery lawn. It's still got the morning dew on it. It's dusk. It's dusk.
Alpha's gonna flick that one along towards Extra, who has managed to recuperate some boost, slide his way all the way over to that boost canister and pick it up. Extra almost beats his opponent there. Marbella is up and should beat K-Dop. Slams it down towards Monkey Moon. The shot's there, 2 Vitality players on the goal line, and both of them get it away. Now Fairy Peak's in reverse. What's going on?
Pandemonium on that back line of Vitality. Both BDS and Vitality not quite knowing when the other team was going to come in and put on a load of pressure or a load of defense. So now Marbella wants to restart that attack. Extra can be Alpha to the ball, but Fairy Peak on the backboard with 70 boost can pinch it along with Extra. Finds the wall with no players local. Now Monkey Moon back to that side wall. K-Dot finds the ball again, but has to leave as Alpha does rotate in quite far. 2 minutes gone without incident. Vitality have another boost stolen away from them, actually. And Fairy Peak is low. Marbella with a shot wide of target this time.
Yeah, it seems to be a game of steal the other's boost. Just constant pressure. How many chances can you get? How many chances can you defend as well? Now it's Vitality's turn to try and do that for as long as possible. As the onslaught continues, Extra actually is rotating all the way back, and K-Dop just fakes out Monkey Moon, sending him scrabbling over horizontally. The ball falls to Alpha, who shoots. Extra saves from above the goal. Rapid tries to keep it going, but Extra and marked by 8, the 2 of them. A few double commits in defense as well, Stumpy. These 2 not quite as clean as we've ever seen them, and that's a terrible one. Is Fairy Peak going to score?
No,
not quite. But more weird defending there from Team BDS.
Weird defending, bad positioning, team bumps. Fairy Peak shoots in just the dead middle of the goal, thinking it was a shoe-in. And yet, it was still a double save in the end from BDS. That shot needed to have so much more venom on it to actually secure the lead.
I'll tell you what, mate, this game is a great advert of why NA is better than EU.
You wouldn't see MB doing this.
Exactly.
That series would be over. Yeah.
But mate wants to go and beat Fairy Peak to the ball here. Does get a decent bump on him, making it tough. Who can show a little bit of quality? That's what this game is crying out for. Maybe this man on the ball now, Monkey Moon, is pinch just gives K-Dop a chance to clear. Another 50-50 in the air. Neither team really able to do too much right now. K-Dop does have outlets. The pass is wayward. Extras is a great flip from Fairy Peak. Monkey Moon had to show his reflexes to clear that one.
Very simple clear, but the touch from K-Dop leaves it to Extra to shoot gently towards the net. Fairy Peak taps it towards that left-hand corner and then sends it central for some reason as well. I don't think this series, or this game rather, is going to go down for one of the cleanest series that we've seen from BDS Vitality, with just innumerable mistakes from both sides and nobody being able to capitalize. But that's, I suppose, the nerves that each team have got towards each other, where everyone holds each other to such high regard that a whiff comes in or just a team bump comes in, you just don't expect it, and then you don't know what to do from that point forward.
It reminds me of Team BDS when they were utterly exhausted against Vodafone Giants, and the Giants were exhausted too, and everything became a little bit scrappy, and it was Extra, the Frenchman, that was the first one to really step up and, you know, chuck in something mechanical and brilliant. So maybe he'll be the same to do it here. It's an awkward game for different reasons here. K-Dop tries to be the solo mechanical player to break things through. Doesn't work for him. K-Dop takes another attempt towards the backboard now, which Monkey Moon is already at. For some reason, Vitality's still focusing there. Extra's clearance is long. This one inevitably going to overtime. It just feels that way. I don't get any sense of a late winner here. Maybe you disagree, Stumpy.
I mean, I feel like it's going to be an overtime that lasts for a really long amount of time as well. Alpha tries to get that shot in from the backboard. Isn't quite able to. Final 5 seconds counts down. Monkey Moon is up. Sends it gently. That rolls right towards the top corner as well. Marbella will pass it off the ceiling. Extra with the shot, but he went up way earlier than he maybe should have done. Overtime, but the final chance going towards BDS. Off the kickoff, though, Vitality. What on earth is going on? Did you? Are you subbing in, Cole?
K-Dop was just so clearly going for a flip reset, and Alpha's like, I'll have, mate. Don't you worry about that. I'm the mechanical guy. Here we go. Let me go from the ceiling. Fairy Peak's going to turn in. K-Dop maybe gets another chance, but where's Alpha? Probably going to bump him out of the way. Wasn't needed in the end because he lost the race comfortably to Monkey Moon. Well, that's a good touch from Extra. It was saved by K-Dop, but that little nip in is what we need. Just shake things up. One of these players.
Yeah, something a little bit different to come out rather than this, quite frankly, ping-pongy back and forth. That ends up just bouncing quite wide of the goal. Extra goes high, sees Mark central, can tip it over one, then boost back down. Mark to receive, Mark to shoot. Very Peak, though, able to get a great save off. Sent long, but nobody on Vitality. Anywhere past their back third.
Monkey Moon flicks it onwards, hoping Mark by 8 would beat Alpha to this race. But it's actually Alpha who's done really well with it to set Fairy Peak up. Oh, I like that. Getting to the floor as quickly as he possibly can by using his jump upside down. It was read by Team BDS, but again, a bit of quality there from an individual. There's Extra again, that first touch. I think that could be the key for Team BDS. Just Extra buying himself some space.
That's a very neutral 50 in the midfield, though, as Extra 50s it again with Alpha. Into this back right corner, we'll find Vitality attacking, but Monkey Moon to send long. It's just been so back and forth right now, where each team is sitting at around 6 or 7 shots each, and it's... Every now and then they've been somewhat scary, but otherwise it's been little pitter-patters towards the net.
Fairy Peak tries to do more than a pitter-patter. Can't on that occasion. He goes again, is just missed there. Not too much happening right now, really. Nothing brewing, nothing growing, nothing looking likely to happen. Maybe it's a demo or a bump that's going to change that. You can see Vitality if he goes for those. Do you reckon?
Yeah, it's just going to be, oh, and suddenly they've scored. Oh, and suddenly they've scored. Yeah, okay, so that was BDS winning. I can't believe that I've just ended an RLCS game by saying, okay, yeah, so that's BDS winning. But it was. That's all that final game ended up being. Like, that game 4 was just back and forth, a little bit of, like, pokes at each other's net, and then, for some reason, weird, weak shots coming in. In the end, BDS ultimately just play the game of attrition, wear that Vitality defense down, wait until there's just that extra push forward, but just a weird game from both teams, to be honest. BDS, though, coming out on top. I don't think I can analyse that final game much more than BDS won.
I think that they need a coach to analyse that game. All 6 of those players. Something was off. Something was skew-whiffy right there in that final one. But you know what, Stumpy? I don't think that BDS care. BDS, no. They got themselves a win. A 3-1 versus Vitality. Their 7th series win in a row versus the team that should be, constantly nipping at their heels. So they'll be happy about that at least.
Yes. We'll be going to a break now as well. After, of course, we've got some more matches coming up. But in this break, something a little bit special. We're going to be looking at SK versus Guild. That's happening over on one of our alternate streams. It is the grand final rematch, of course, from Regional 3. So very high action. It's currently 1-1 in the series. Take it away, alternate stream.